Okay, chapter 13, part 2. Miss Bixby, Bran, and Topher and Steve just got into the elevator. They just went down, and we're still in Topher's perspective, where he's watching the elevator drop. The numbers start flashing down. 4 to 3 to 2. I start whispering to myself, holding one hand to my ear. Special Agent Rind, reporting in. The egg is in the basket. I repeat, the egg is in the basket. You're talking to yourself again, Bran warns me. Behind us, Miss Bixby is studying her reflection in the shiny, smooth wall of the elevator. She runs a bandaged hand along her smooth head. It looks good, Steve tells her. You can tell he's lying. You can always tell when Steve's lying because his eyes wander. Still, I offer him a proud smile. I was the one who taught him that if a girl gets a haircut you're not crazy about, you tell her that it looks good anyways. At least I know he listens to me. Preemptive strike, Miss Bixby says. I shaved it before it could fall out on its own. I was getting tired of the pink anyway. I liked the pink, Steve says. I liked it too, but it doesn't feel right saying it. Not now, anyway. The door opens again with a ding, and we are back in the lobby. I pop my head out and continue whispering. No sign of the first guard. Second guard still in position. Proceed with caution. I look toward the information desk. Anybody have a tranquilizer pistol? It would be so easy. Just stick them right behind the ear and watch them faceplant on that desk. Miss Bixby rolls her eyes and then squeezes past us, reaching behind and pulling me along the front of my shirt as she heads to the front door. Come on, boys, she says. Let's blow this popsicle stand. We fall in line like ducklings, eyes straight, like we are filing through the halls at Fox Ridge Elementary. I try not to limp. I don't want to call any unnecessary action to us. A few of the hospital's visitors look our direction, but just as quickly look away. I assume it's Miss Bixby's new hairdo that does it. It's impossible. It's impolite. It's impolite to stare. We walk past the front desk and then one man standing between us and the exit. I'm positive we are home free when I hear a voice call out. Hey, the guard says. He is holding a phone in one hand. I know who is on the other end of the line. It's Nurse Georgia, ratting us out. I'm sure of it. Miss Bixby freezes and we all nearly tumble into her, and I'm reminded of the one day on the playground when she told us there was no such thing as cooties, the day Rebecca Roudabush almost caught me. Behind me, Steve is dancing in place. Whatever happens, don't search the backpacks, I think. The guard makes a gun with his fire fingers and shoots Miss Bixby in the chest. Go Pride, he says. Miss B looks down at her Hofstra sweatshirt and the two fierce lions charging across it. Apparently, that's what people who go to Hofstra are called, the Pride. Go Pride, she echoes, pumping her fist, holding the French fries. I turn and give 2 thumbs up, then grab the tail of Miss B's sweatshirt as she leads us out the door. You know how in movies everything comes around full circle and you're back where you started, like in The Lion King, where it kicks off with a monkey on a giant rock holding a baby lion and ends with the same monkey on the same giant rock holding another baby lion, and they sing a song that is literally about circles, in case you're a total idiot and missed the point. Or in The Wizard of Oz, where Dorothy wakes up right back on the farm and realizes it's all been a dream. Or in High School Cheer Team Massacre 7, when the killer passes on his evil ways to his daughter by entrusting her with the family machete after she's cut from the team. Turns out, real life isn't like the movies. Life doesn't come all the way back around again. It doesn't straight line either. It angles and curves, shoots off a little, twists and turns, but it never gets right back to the place it started. Not that you would want it to. Then you wouldn't feel like you had gotten anywhere. There were spots I'd like to come back to, though. Moments I wish I could capture, like in a snow globe. When I'm feeling down, I could shake it or mash it open, and there I am in that time and place. Not a do-over exactly, just a do again, like in the movies, where everything usually turns out okay. It's a real park this time, not the little Band-Aid-sized patch of grass that we crowded into after snatching the whiskey from George Hazel Flopsucker Nelson. A real park with a swath of trees and a three-tiered fountain, and at least one decent-sized hill. Not sled-worthy, but certainly big enough to spread a blanket on. Miss Bixby is standing at the foot of the hill, bathing in the sunlight, looking a little like a mermaid who just bargained for a pair of legs, and is seeing the surface for the first time. And I wonder how many days she's been in the hospital. She has the empty McDonald's bag clutched in her hand, having scarfed down the fries on the walkover. She tried to share them, offering them to us through potato-stuffed cheeks, but we insisted they were all for her. "My lucky day," she said finally, then licked the salt from the tip of her fingers. I remarked that I'd never seen anyone eat a large fry so fast. "Some things have a short shelf life," Miss Bixby said, and that made us all quiet for a while. So like fries don't taste as good if they're cold, but for some reason that thought sat with them. Some things have a short shelf life. What do you think about that? When we get to the park, we ask her to give us a moment. Just so when we can get everything set up, we beg her not to look. She says she needs to catch her breath anyways, that the 2 blocks from the hospital are the most she's walked in 3 days. She puts a hand on my shoulder to steady herself, and I puff out my chest like a guy in a Greek mythology who's got to hold up the whole world. I don't know why. Having her lean against me just made me feel stronger. Halfway up the hill, Branham zips his backpack and sets the bottle of Jack Daniels in the grass. He pulls the blanket free and starts to unfold it. Then he shakes his head. "Figures," he said. I look at what he's frowning at. There in the center of the blanket looks to be a fistful of diamonds. Somehow or another, Bran has managed to shatter the wine glass that he had folded inside. Probably when he whopped George Nelson over the head with his pack. The glass stem intact, but the cup part is smashed to pieces. "I broke it," he says in disbelief. "I can't believe I broke it." "The flop sucker's face broke it," I tell him. "It was a good swing. Besides, I'm not sure that's the kind of glass you use for that kind of drink." We gingerly picked out what the pieces we can, sticking them back in Bran's pack. Then we shake out the blanket just to make sure no one slices a butt cheek when we sit. It doesn't take long to get the rest set up. There's no music to cue. Steve's cell phone battery hasn't spontaneously recharged itself on the walkover. And a full symphony orchestra hasn't miraculously appeared by the fountain below us. I fish in my bag for the stack of bent paper plates. Steve slides the dilapidated cardboard box from his backpack and sets in the center of the blanket. We don't bother to open it. I think we're all a little afraid of what we might find inside. When we are finished arranging, Steve adjusting and readjusting the placement of everything so it looks symmetrical, Bran whistles and waves, and Miss Bixby shakes her head as she stares. She starts up the hill toward us, moving slowly, hands on her legs, clearly straining with each step. "Sorry about the music," Steve mumbles. "It's all right," I say. I don't really like Beethoven anyways. But as Miss Bixby trudges up the hill, Steve does the strangest thing, something I don't think I've ever heard him do once in his life. He starts to